Jacobs perfect through 17 batters tonight, and finally gave up that last hit. Seemed like he had all 4 pitches working. What do you see from the dugout?
He attacked the zone pretty well. Was just able to keep them off balance and did a great job doing that. I still think tough to be critical over that outing. I think there's better command in there for him, I think, down the road as well. But for all in all, he threw the ball outstanding.
How big did the players behind him, Contradas at third having some good plays, and then Jackson with that diving play in the outfield, didn't seem like the weather affected them too much?
No, we talked about that, coming into this game, that there might be some weather tonight, and it's not an excuse. At the end of the day, we're gonna have to deal with some cold, rainy conditions at times, and usually not here in Arizona very often. But hey, it is what it is, and we're not going to allow that to. We're not going to use that as a crutch to lean on and give that a reason or an excuse to why we don't play up to our capabilities. So defensively played outstanding. Guys, they made a great play. Contradas continues to just make play after play over there at third base. Matt King made a couple nice under the radar plays at shortstop as well. So Kyle Walker made a couple nice plays too. So we're defensively did a great job.
You guys have kind of been forced to battle in late games even when you've had early leads. How nice was it to kind of keep that early lead throughout the whole game and shut the door and not let them come back?
It was good, I guess. Again, I'm being critical, and it's tough to be critical when you win by a decent margin. But I think we came out swinging, had a great approach off that kid, and put up 5 runs in the first, and then we kind of pulled the parachute and decided to coast. And I don't think we had another base hit until the 6th, right? So you have to finish the job, and we had a great approach going into it off him and had success, and then we got away from it for 4 innings and started chasing in the dirt and getting off balance and doing all the things that we had talked about not doing, going into that guy, and then he had some success against us for 4 innings there. So those are the type of things that when you do have early success, you can't take your foot off the gas. Those are the things we're trying to really hammer down on. We left a lot of runners on base, where we could have really blown that thing open earlier, I think. But again, I'm being critical, but at the end of the day, we have high expectations. We need to get better in those situations.
18 runs for the last 2 games. What do you think has been a difference in your team's approach that's allowed you guys to explore offensively the last 4 games?
Having a good plan and then sticking with it. And again, we jumped out early, but like I said, we kind of cruised there for 4 or 5 innings and without a whole lot of intensity. And we gotta continue to stay on the grind and on the attack no matter what. So that, again, I'm being critical. Those are the things that we have to get better at as we move forward.
Moving up to Keen up to the leadoff position seems like it's been a really good change for him. What went into that decision, and how does he see kind of it pay off pretty quickly?
We have several guys that can jump up there. I just felt New was getting pitched pretty tough up there at the top, and just to kind of move him down the order a little bit and take a little bit of pressure off him. Not that he can't handle pressure by any means, but he's a guy that down in those RBI situations maybe get more RBI opportunities where you don't have to be so perfect and get on base all the time. You can just drive runs in. Sometimes those are little things that help guys get going a little bit. And Vu was the guy that I'm confident in at the top of the order in that leadoff spot. And we have a couple other guys that could do it too, but I like him up there.
Coach Gary got his first hit today. What did you see from that moment?
It was just pretty cool. That's a kid that just, we've talked a lot. We actually had a nice conversation today just talking about his ability to be a really good player, and his opportunities that are, you're behind Kean Boo, you're behind Isaiah, you're behind Brandon Compton. It's not that you're not a good player, it's just you're behind some pretty good dudes right now. So how can we continue to develop your game so when you get the opportunity that you don't let anybody else come in and take your job when that's your turn. So he's been outstanding. The kid works extremely hard. He knows that he's going to be into some key situations as a pinch runner, as his speed. And who knows, the opportunity jumps in there and gets an opportunity, and we've been working a lot with his swing and his approach, and comes up and rifles the ball to right field, and the kid plays with a lot of energy. So the biggest thing for him is just, it's hard, but just to stay ready. You never know when that opportunity's coming. So him jumping in there and getting a big knock tonight and getting his first one out of the way, it's a good way to get another one.
The base running will count as well, running first base.
Yeah, and that was, I think he was running on cloud 9 around first base there, which again, those are just things that sports and baseball in particular just pretty neat moments, right? When put yourself in that kid's shoes, and you know that you're not even feeling your feet running around the bases, and the fact of being a little bit wet and slippery, he kind of lost his footing there, which we got a pretty good laugh out of. But yeah, just really happy for that kid.
The bullpen behind Jacobs also played pretty well, allowing just 2 hits through 3 innings. How big is it for them to sort of get their confidence back here in these last 2 games?
Josh Butler's been throwing the ball great, and nice change of pace, getting the ball on the ground. We wanted to get Koger in there again and have him toe the rubber, and work on a couple things, landing the breaking ball. He's been landing 95, 96 miles an hour. You've got to have something to go with it, and he was able to work on that today and throw that for strikes, which is good. And get back out there, right? It was a big thing. So, and then of course we had looking for opportunities for Jake Neely to continue to get in there, and it's been tough sledding getting some of these freshmen in there that we want to get in there more frequently. And Jake's got a great arm, and we need to continue to try to find opportunities to let him flourish and see what he can do, as he's got another power arm that's and good stuff that can really play. But we got to get him game situations and game reps so he can be useful when we get into big moments.
Matt King finally tallied his first strikeout of the year today. It's something he said he's been kind of following, or you guys have been tracking. How much confidence do you have? So obviously moving up to the top, in him to keep that contact alive.
I don't ever want our guys to play for stats or not to do something and play tight. I can't strike out. I can't, but we have a kind of a team offensive mindset that we're going to try to put the ball in play, and especially with 2 strikes, we got to shorten up, and those are team at bats that we got to be able to do those things and put balls in play. And Matt's been our best guy at it, really. Just kind of being able to shorten up and give productive outs when they're called for. So it's been great, and it's going to happen as we're going to strike out. And it's part of the nature of the game we play. But he's been a tough one up there to compete and battle. Every time he gets 2 strikes, he's done a good job putting him in play.
Earlier tonight, Matt talked about how there's such a level of confidence that he has because he's protecting the order by Brandon and Jacob. Do you see that confidence translating not only his at bat, but his swings as well?
Yeah, I think we made a little adjustment with the swing. Not a major one, just a very minor swing adjustment with him that seems to be paying off. And then he's been getting good solid contacts. So we decided to move him up in that 2-hole, and the fact that he does put the bat on the ball ideally if Keehan gets on base, and you can do a lot of things with Matty behind him if you want to hit and run, or put the game in motion, knowing that he's going to put the bat on the ball. It's a nice luxury to have at the top of the lineup.
You also mentioned about the amount of times those back in Grants is, I'm going to get up for you when there's 2 outs. I want you to come up behind you. Are those the type of mentality you want from your hitters in those 2-out situations?
Oh, that's what we want, top to bottom. Pass the torch to the next guy, and more base runners we get, the more opportunities that we have to drive runs in. Top to bottom in that lineup, we get more guys on base and have traffic on the base paths. Pitchers have to be more careful, and that usually leaves pitches up in the zone for those guys to do damage with. So we're, as long as we can continue to do that, we'll hopefully be in pretty good shape.
You've talked how you don't want a lot of your runs to come off of the home run. You want to be more of a dynamic team. Only 3 of them of the 11 coming off the long ball. How do you guys continue to find different ways to get runs up on the board?
I think, putting pressure on the defense is one thing, but not chasing out of the zone. I think we struck out too many times tonight for my liking, but we were able to, walk it several times too, which we aren't chasing out of the zone for the most part, and just continuing to have base runners and being dynamic as an offense. Sometimes we're going to get burned. I think Ian got a little aggressive there, trying to steal third, and we're going to get burned a time or two. But I think that for the most part, the base running and base stealing have been very good, and being able to take free 90 feet when we can and get ourselves in scoring position. So just not being one-dimensional is going to be important for us.
That's good.